Manipur Lok Sabha MP Dr. R.K. Ranjan swears in as Minister of State in Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led government. BJP Manipur Pradesh Chief Spokesperson Chongtham Bijoy mocks at Congress Party, says Mount Kaubru issue will resolve only when Congress Party stops instigating. Chief Minister Nongthum Biren says COVID vaccination of all eligible beneficiaries in Manipur may be completed by August if vaccination drive is further ramped up. Manipur reports 760 new COVID-19 cases out of 5,592 samples tested in 24 hours. Deaths toll reaches 1,229 with 11 new deaths. India logs 43,733 new COVID-19 cases and with 47,240 cured cases in the last 24 hours, India's recovery rate stands above 97%. Works Minister Thongam Biswajit appeals to plant more trees, preserve environment and forest covers to combat concerning global climate change. Professor Lyshram Deben becomes new director of Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Medical Sciences with immediate effect from today. And Fit India Campaign Committee and Fit India Club Manipur University hold Road to Tokyo 2020 Olympic campaign on the theme I Cheer for India at Manipur University. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. I'm JOYSHREE USHAM. To stay protected from coronavirus, wash your hands frequently, wear your mask properly and maintain a safe distance. Now the news in details. Manipur Lok Sabha MP Dr. R.K. Ranjan sworn in as Minister of State in the major reshuffle of Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led government this evening. 43 new ministers including ex-Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal, Arunachal's Kiran Rijiju, Jyotir Aditya Scindia, Ramchandra Prasad Singh, Ashwini Vaishnav and Hardeep Singh Puri sworn in as union ministers. MP Dr. R.K. Ranjan was the 36th minister to swear in at the ceremony, which began at 6 p.m. sharp at the Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi. President Ramnath Kovind administered the oath of office in secrecy to the new union ministers. The reshuffle also included 6 women union ministers. Ahead of the much anticipated ministerial reshuffle of Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led government, 12 ministers including Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan, Labour Minister Santosh Gangwar, Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank, Minister of State for Women and Child Development Ministry Debashree Chaudhary, Ravi Shankar Prasad and Prakash Javadekar quit as union ministers. This was the first major reshuffle in the Council of Ministers by Prime Minister Narendra Modi since he assumed charge for a second term in May 2019. It may be mentioned that 5 states, including Manipur, will hold its state general elections in the early part of next year. It may also be mentioned that ahead of the big expansion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led government on Tuesday created a new Ministry of Cooperation looking to provide more heft to the cooperative movement in the country. BJP Manipur Pradesh Chief Spokesperson Chongtham Bijoy has criticized Congress Party over the Mount Kaubru issue. Bijoy said the Mount Kaubru issue will get resolved only when the Congress Party stops instigating people over the sacred shrine. The BJP Chief Spokesperson compared the Congress Party's stance as similar to left hand is unaware of what the right hand is doing dilemma. Referring to the statement made by Congress Party regarding Mount Kaubru issue on media recently, CH Bijoy called upon the Congress Party in the state to publicly declare that Mount Kaubru is the origin of the people of the state. He also demanded the Congress Party to convince Dr. Lamtin Thang Haokip, who is a prime member of Committee on Protection and Preservation of Kaubru, on the same, stating that Lamtintang Haokip was a former Congress candidate of Saitu Assembly constituency in the last by-election. Bijoy Chongtham said Lamtintang Haokip strongly opposed to the historical significance around the Mount Kaubru during Impact News Manung Hudna discussion on December 7 last year. CH Bijoy condemned Saitu Block Congress Committee for its unethical activities and statements which may incite communal tension. He clarified that no agreement was ever signed between Committee on Protection and Preservation of Kaubru regarding the Mount Kaubru shrine. He asserted that any form of agreement between the state government and the second party is officially signed by the Chief Secretary, concerned Commissioner and Secretary, and definitely not by a minister or a politician. The BJP Manipur Pradesh's chief spokesperson said Mount Kaubru already falls under reserved forest area, hence no individual can encroach upon the land. He stated that necessary measures are underway to protect various sacred sites including Mount Kaubru, Marjing, Thangjing under the Manipur Ancient and Historical Monuments and Archaeological Site and Remains Second Amendment Act 1996. He mentioned that Chief Minister N. Biren had even declared to the public about the same.
Sri Megachandana Mount Kaubru se Jati Kudimaki Horpamne Sarkar Topic. Masida Saitu Kendriki candidate Dr. Lamtintang Haokip Hanang the Yahanbio, the Hana Tajanbio. Kari Marimina December Tang 2020 Manungi program do out of the Mahoi candidate Dr. Lamtintang Haokip na Mahakti Kaubru degi Manipur Miam Highway Ade Mayam Horokibneva Chungya Deva. Sigi against Yam Kana Mariaki, Yam Kana Yaning the Pong Wado, Sri Megachandana Muk Madu Lapopio Harise, Sigi Achumba, Wapama, Pondokcha Hangi, Kaburugi Matang, the Yana Chayan about Tolhiba, Maruina, Committee on Preservation and Protection of Mount Kaubru, High Viziki members, Kanakanano, Domarchong, Pondopio, Adu Urukanda, Kaburugi issues, Kanana Kamana, Tohali Navache, Japsana Kangani, Ragavaration J, Sarkargi side, party side is a Porona Jage, Congress Nasu, Masi Injel Laga, issue, she did about some Honda Bache, Masi Topiro.
Chief Minister Nongthumam Biren today inspected the progress of the ongoing construction of the 120-feet high statue of a Sagul Kangje polo player riding a pony at Marjing Hills in Imphal East District. Speaking to media, N. Biren said that construction of the 120-feet high statue has been affected and delayed due to the prevailing coronavirus pandemic. He instructed relevant officials to expedite the work and complete it by October this year. Taking note of the prevailing Mount Kaubru issue, Chief Minister N. Biren asserted that Mount Kaubru Range is a reserved forest area owned by the central and state governments and not by any individual. He warned those concerned not to play politics over the sacred area. The Chief Minister was accompanied by DC Imphal East, Director Tourism and officials of the State Public Works Department.
Reserve forest ni masida ida ai gini thola ga koi sarkar na unagadabnate wari sagadabnate mother defend the roy se ai hana swai gre khujik su hai ni wari santar su reserve forest ge khaya blo akhoi ge sacred place ni life from ni he se sahi cha ga ya dagi la aba pone masida ida no dispute adu sida politics so gunu covid na maram warkan da thabuk to bu ya roi da paisa sena ba ya roi da sing ge koina 40% 50% 30% kat to ri ga khoi ge 100 crore gu ma ko mobilize or kan da jige koi manipur gi lai ba lai ba jige covid na effect family lot any mukuda. First installment, Sigi July tha, say the Pinion Mohanabi. Aduga second installment, Amana, August or September, Pasuga, Pinion Mohanabi. Surga Sarga, Tanbiri Bagari Thoroga, Han Salaga, Auto Thoroga, Risho Thoroga, Talima, Mating Malbaida.
Chief Minister N. Biren has appealed to everyone to get vaccinated against COVID-19 and strictly adhere to COVID SOPs as Delta variant of coronavirus is highly contagious. Inspecting the mass COVID vaccination campaign at Hengang Mayai Lekai Community Hall organized by BJP Hengang Mandal today, N. Biren said that rate of vaccination in Manipur is increasing in the last couple of days. He expressed firm belief that if the vaccination drive is further ramped up with the administration of at least 50,000 vaccine doses per day, COVID vaccination of every eligible beneficiaries in the state will be completed by August this year. The Chief Minister also assured that there is no shortage of COVID vaccine in the state.
Different variant, Delta variant, virus, social distancing doesn't maintain. maximum sunta thabi da ba etni ya pullaba max thabi da ba aduga hand sanitizing hazar to ba aduga maruina priorities hai vaccination masi ko ne no mada pipi abjur ko ma ko pick up to ma no mada vaccination je pipi ta ko ma ko pick up to ma all of the state then adu raga ko na July August ki in part ko de
Chief Minister Nongthombam Biren launched a distribution of dry ration to 3,000 beneficiaries of Churachandpur district donated by Crypto Relief India via video conferencing today. Distribution of the dry ration kick-started with the distribution of ration to 700 members of all Churachandpur District Diesel Auto Owners Association. Ration kits will also be provided to rickshaw pullers, destitute homes, vegetable vendors and daily wage earners who have been affected by the successive coronavirus-induced lockdown at various places and time across the district. Speaking at the event, Chief Minister N. Biren extended his gratitude to Crypto Relief India for providing the ration items. He also called upon for joint efforts in combating the pandemic.
Ishorna Bible the Khande, Gita the Khande, Quran the Khande, Uya the Khande, wherever Miyuibagi Seva Toba, Miyuibabu, Tola Tarba, Awana Tarba, Mibu, Sinkat Pipa, Mating Pang Pipa, Masitagi and Soba, service like the MC, Vinchugo and Yagar Wapune. Then even the God, if you serve a needy peoples, if you help a downtrodden peoples, that is Sam is the worshipping of God. Means none of downtrodden with the Darkali, needy people sama, War Miyama, Later Miyama, Sinkat Piraga, Mating Pang Piraga Seva to be very sad. That is holding was up.
And Hills Minister Vungzagin Volte, DC Churachandpur Pawan Yadav and district officials were present during the online launch of distribution of dry ration donated by Crypto Relief India by Chief Minister N. Biren today via video conferencing at Peace Ground Tuibong in Churachandpur district. Crypto Relief ration kits are being supported by Center for Community Initiative, Highland Group, Sunbird Trust and Ummeed Project.
At the same time, I would like to appeal to those who are auto drivers who are more closely associated with, more closely in touch with the public. This pandemic and COVID, if they get a vaccine, it will help in the control of this vaccine and this pandemic spread out. Next week, we'll have a meeting with district administration, district police authority and this district transport office. We'll work out what has to be done for vaccination of the auto drivers. The primary concern is safety of our personnel. Number one, safety of our DLs, our family members and our close relatives. Safety of our nears. Near means who are aboard in the small vehicle. We should pay full attention to this for the combating of this.
Manipur Cabinet has approved a Chief Minister's COVID-19 affected livelihood support scheme which aims to provide assistance to COVID-19 victims. The scheme was approved during the State Cabinet meeting yesterday. The scheme will provide direct transfer of 5,000 rupees in 2 equal installments to every identified family whose livelihood have been directly affected by COVID-19 pandemic. The scheme, which will run under the State Social Welfare Department, will avail benefit to only one beneficiary per family. The Cabinet also gave its notes to restructure the Labour and Employment Department and Amendment of Business of the Government of Manipur Allocation Rules 2009 to facilitate skill development and entrepreneurship for unemployed youths in the state. Manipur reported 760 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 out of 5,595 samples tested in the last 24 hours. Out of the newly infected persons, 752 are civilians and 8 are personnel of Central Armed Police Force. COVID positivity rate on July 7th stands at 13.58%. As per State Health Department and COVID-19 Command Control Room press release this afternoon, total confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Manipur have reached 74,341, out of which 6,534 are active cases. 11 COVID patients died in the past 24 hours, rising the death toll to 1,229. On the positive note, 446 recoveries were reported in the last 24 hours, rising the total recovered cases to 66,578. Manipur's recovery rate stands at 89.55%. All the necessary medical precautionary measures like containment and contact tracing are in place. Works Minister Thongam Biswajit has reiterated that getting vaccinated against COVID-19 is the only sure means to ward off the deadly disease. He was speaking on the sidelines of inspecting mass COVID vaccination drive held at Sairom Laira Community Hall hosted by Thongju Part 1 Gram Panchayat today. Thongju Kendra Voluntary Worker COVID-19 Relief Committee, Thongju Kendra Gram Panchayat level COVID-19 task force, local clubs and Marapaibi members organized the vaccination camp. Stating that COVID vaccine has been proven to be safe in clinical trials, Minister Thongam Biswajit appealed to stop believing in rumors about the vaccine but to seize the opportunity to get inoculated against coronavirus. He also said about 40% of all the eligible beneficiaries of Thongju Assembly constituency have received vaccine doses. Imphal East District Deputy Commissioner K. Daina, Imphal East District Vaccine Team Officer in Charge Puja Ilangbam, SDC Bashikong, Dalilma Akoijam, Association of Healthcare Proceeding Manipur Chapter Secretary Dr. James Ilangbam, Basikong PHC Medical Officer in Charge Dr. K.H. Hemanta were among those present at the program. Minister Thongam Biswajit also inspected the vaccination drive held at Ibudhau Thongju Lakpa Community Hall today. Deputy Chairman of Manipur State Planning Board Kairao MLA Laurembam Rameshwar has encouraged every eligible people to get vaccinated against COVID-19 to make Manipur free from coronavirus. He was speaking on the sidelines of inspecting mass COVID vaccination drive at Kiamgai, Khoirom Laikai today. MLA L. Rameshwar said above 6,000 people in the constituency have been already administered with COVID vaccine at 21 different centers opened across the constituency. He appeals to adhere to COVID appropriate behaviors and get tested without any hesitation. He also appreciated district administration, chief medical officers and youth club members for their roles in setting up vaccination sites. In a bid to increase COVID vaccination rate, Yanglam MLA Dr. Y. Radesham has announced a cash prize of 20,000 rupees to the first fully vaccinated locality of the constituency. He declared the same at the COVID Awareness and Enforcement Committee review meeting of the constituency held at his residence in Langmaidong today. Representatives of various COVID task forces, District Health Society and Kakching District Police attended the meeting. MLA Radesham said the vaccination rate is rapidly increasing in the constituency and has reached around 55%.
hialam kendra soidana ahanba yamna wangba percentage hida ka pangmani honorable chief minister n birena thambireba lakhungi mana soidana hialam kendra lobo ngamgani siasa tawre.
Meanwhile, Thoubal District Police has arrested an individual for issuing fake vaccination certificates to 4 individuals without actually being vaccinated. It may be mentioned that the incident took place after the vaccination center opened at Thoubal Awang Lekai Community Hall yesterday. Speaking to media, Thoubal District Police SP Yogesh Haubijam said that as per a report submitted by Thoubal Deputy Commissioner Rang Peter IAS today, one MD Rafiq Ali, son of MD Abdul Kadir from Moijing Lamkai, who is a primary teacher in Moijing High School, was arrested for misusing the CoWIN application by acting as a verifier officer and issuing vaccination certificates to 4 individuals. He asserted that an FIR was lodged at Thoubal District Police against MD Rafiq Ali for the same. Following necessary investigations, the 4 individuals to whom the vaccination certificates were issued without actually being vaccinated have been accordingly identified and vaccinated at District Hospital today. He informed that accused MD Rafiq Ali will be produced before the court for necessary legal actions. SP Jogesh Chandra Haubijam appealed to the public not to carry out such irresponsible acts ever again.
COVID vaccine kap kre having certificate loge avi masima tawiganu aduga official oina vaccination center da duty tariba miyosing aduga maduda leiba miyosing na vaccine kap tabida individual amada certificate pige haiba tawba machi tabaki tawiganu maramdi anagomana madu toramba taradi ain yoiba law yoiba legally sab chaba action lakani aduga makoida koina section kama palaga arrest oraga case ki. Now
it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you news on coronavirus cases in India and the world. Keep watching Impact News.
Prime Medicos with you to your wellness. Tongan ba medicines in the sada taradi kunda mga favorite discount free free home delivery ki khudong chabsu leizari. Prime Medicos ki membership oibiduna makhal kaya ki kanaba lobiho. Singzamay yum nam lekay near IBSA Club Laidembi Lampak Imphal.
You are the future. School, a place where your future is carved. Exploring new ideas. Large classroom, big library, even smart classes we have now. Expression in art, educating young minds, even making stronger. This is where you start, cause it all begins with you. UNESCO School, excellence in education.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. India reported a total of 43,733 new COVID-19 confirmed cases during the past 24 hours. As per the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, country's COVID-19 tally stands at 3,663,665, out of which 4,59,920 are active cases. India reported 47,240 recoveries in the past 24 hours, rising the total recovered cases in the country to 2,97,99,534. India's recovery rate stands at 97.18%. While death toll has reached 4,04,211 with the addition of 930 new COVID-19 fatalities. Over 36 crore 13 lakh people have been vaccinated against COVID-19 in India so far. Globally, coronavirus has infected above 18 crore 55 lakh 3,000 people. Above 40 lakh 11,800 people have died and recoveries are above 16 crore 98 lakh 11,000. USA has the highest active cases of above 48 lakh 55,000 in the world. Celine Digital and NR Media jointly organized COVID awareness poster campaign at Laikoiching village in Saikul block today. COVID awareness posters were pasted and face masks were distributed to Laikoiching villagers. Speaking to media, producer of Celine Digital, Lanajit Panjaubam, appeals to get COVID-19 vaccine and follow COVID-19 SOPs. Proprietor of NR Media, NR Rajesh, and Celine Digital members took part in the campaign. Works Minister Thongam Biswajit has appealed for public support in saving the environment and preserving the forest covers of the state to combat the concerning global climate change. He was speaking on the sidelines of tree plantation drive along Imphal Kangchup Tamenglong Road in Lairin Kabi and Payel villages under Vana Mahotsav 2021 celebrations held under Public Works Department today. Commissioner Works T. Ranjit PWD, Chief Executive Temba and other officials accompanied the minister in planting various saplings on the occasion. Later, Minister Biswajit also led in planting tree saplings at Lamboy Kongnangkong in Imphal West, Saijang village and Urembam Power Station in Imphal East District.
प्रजासिंग मालेंगे पुनमक खलजिंग कायदना मालेम की प्रकृति की पुनमक चप मानब मौन थमे हर कांदा सोसाइटी से फन लाप अफब मरम चनब लोनना ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर की ड्रीम ममांग लेब पुरोहित मैम की ड्रीम पुनमक फुलफिल तौनब मफम से नतना तोान तोान डिपार्टमेंट कमर्शियल इंडस्ट्रीज की पावर की SAT की IPR डिपार्टमेंट मैम तोान तोान मफम थौरम चथब सरकार के मंत्री मंडल की वाद नतना मिपुम खुदमक एम्प्लॉई खुदमक इन्वॉल्वमेंट तौगदबने वखलोन पुनमक रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी पुनरकांदा सोसाइटीज मागी प्रोफेशनली थेनब लेरगसु पुनमक सोसाइटी की अमतनी मालेम की इमा लेबाकी सेवा तब नत्रगा पुनमक सेमिनब है पुनमकने पुनमक इन्वॉल्वमेंट तौहनबगी वखलोन के लोना मफम उ थाब लाक्चब.
Responding to Impact News query about rumor on possibility of ousting a prominent state BJP leader, Minister Thongam Biswajit said state BJP MLAs and ministers have cordial ties and there are no differences. He said some party members might have raised their concerns in the past, but at present the BJP-led state government is firm as ever under the capable chief ministership of Nongthombam Biren.
So far, there is no any issue in the government. Aduga issue amatalaite. Mioy bahabasi magi aduna so far akoda adugumbagi wakhalon. Kanagumana hiram bayay nungai tabagi fongdo ombayay pen the bahabasi nungai tabagi adu mafung kudimaktalegani tabudabo. BJP gumba sarkar amagi manung that sigumba warol sunglay late habazima I tamjage adugalona. Bharatiya Janata Party ki tuan but discipline towards the Janata Party asi akui apunba amagi or sakam utpa aduga kugi nationalism aduga tuan wakhalon chen basi yadaba. Positivity have what say Kanagumana Squaresu, Tamasu, Punamaxi, Apolomda, Punanabagi, Apun Basakti, Haganabagi, Punamaki, when a Panamaki Mokta Labour Party, and Mania do Sumba, question late, Masikanagana, Rambaya, Dungangabani, Ocheli, Overcaim, the late Maduna, Tarkar, the machine, Madam Worka, correction, Madam Late, Honorable Chief Minister Siri and Biren Singh Pazana, Nasing a Simo Talk Pazana, Pang to Harkana Quina, Magitim, Winamatu, Chatla Harkan, Nine the Amatona Havas everywhere, not only in BJP, in every party there is some issues or problems. So aduna maram warka koi sarkar is the kai adugumagi mami tahan bagi sulaite tahanan bagi sulaite.
Forest guards and staffs of State Forest Department are facing enormous plight whilst trying to conserve the reserve forest areas and hills in the state. Therefore, Central Division RK Amarjit said the same during the 72nd Van Mahotsav celebrations 2021 today. Central Forest Division Nongmaiching Range of State Forest Department along with Southeast Development Organization Center Kongba Kuno Dobi Lampak organized the event at the center's campus in Imphal East District. Speaking on the occasion, RK Amarjit appealed for necessary cooperation from the relevant departments and the government in conserving the forest covers. He asserted that conservation of forests and environment requires collective efforts of the Forest Department and the public. He urged everyone to set aside personal interests and pave way for a greener Manipur. He also said that State Forest Department along with the village committees and local clubs have formed joint forest management committees to aid in conserving reserved forest areas and hills ranges in the state.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯨ ꯀꯟꯅ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯖꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯤ ꯃꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯐꯣꯔꯦꯁꯠ ꯒꯥꯔꯗꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯗꯩ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯈꯨꯠꯂꯥꯏ ꯄꯥꯏꯗꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯅꯨꯡꯗꯥꯡꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯈꯤꯇꯪ ꯂꯥꯞꯄ ꯖꯒꯥꯗ ꯆꯪꯉꯨꯕꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯅꯤꯡꯍꯟꯅꯕ ꯈꯔꯗꯤ ꯂꯩꯖꯩꯀꯣ ꯃꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯍꯟꯖꯟ ꯍꯟꯖꯟ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯩ ꯂꯩꯀꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯀ꯭ꯂꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯖꯣꯏꯟꯠ ꯐꯣꯔꯦꯁꯠ ꯃꯦꯅꯦꯖꯃꯦꯟꯠ ꯀꯃꯤꯇꯤꯁꯤꯡ ꯁꯦꯝꯗꯅ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯁꯪꯁꯊꯥꯟꯁꯤꯡꯒ ꯁꯤꯚꯤꯜ ꯕꯣꯗꯤꯁꯤꯡꯒꯁꯨ ꯀꯟꯅ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯇꯧꯃꯤꯟꯅꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯖꯩ ꯑꯣꯅꯔꯦꯕꯜ CMꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯤꯕꯗꯣ ꯅꯦꯁꯅꯦꯜ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯣꯄꯔꯇꯤꯅꯤ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯁ꯭ꯇꯦꯠ ꯒꯣꯚꯔꯟꯃꯦꯟꯠꯅꯐꯥꯎ ꯀꯩꯁꯨ ꯇꯧ ꯉꯝꯗꯦꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯤꯕꯗꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯑꯆꯧꯕ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯣꯇꯦꯛꯁꯟ ꯑꯃꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯁꯨ ꯂꯣꯗꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯒꯁꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯦꯟꯐꯣꯔꯁ ꯇꯧꯕꯗ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯋꯥꯕ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯤꯑꯣꯏ ꯈꯔꯅꯗꯤ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯃꯁꯥ ꯃꯁꯥꯒꯤ vested interestꯇ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯗꯦꯚꯂꯞꯃꯦꯟꯇꯦꯜ ꯋꯥꯔꯛꯀꯤ ꯃꯤꯡꯗ ꯔꯤꯖꯔꯚ ꯐꯣꯔꯦꯁꯠ ꯑꯦꯔꯤꯌꯥꯁꯦ ꯃꯈꯣꯡꯗ ꯀꯣꯊꯣꯛꯑꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁꯦꯝ ꯆꯤꯛꯊꯣꯛꯈꯤꯕ ꯃꯥꯟꯕꯗꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯑꯣꯡꯗ ꯇꯧꯔꯀꯥꯟꯁꯤꯗ ꯈꯔ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯄꯤꯛꯁꯜꯂꯛꯄꯒꯤ ꯃꯑꯣꯡꯗ ꯂꯩ ꯑꯗ ꯃꯁꯤꯗ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯁꯣꯖꯣꯛꯁꯦ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯗꯔꯀꯥꯔ ꯂꯩꯌꯦꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯊꯝꯖꯩ
DFO Central Division R.K. Amarjit also said government's efforts to conserve forest covers by carrying out tree plantation drives across the state have been successful. Speaking to media, DFO R.K. Amarjit said saplings planted under Green India mission at Andhra are growing successfully. He also said afforestation can be carried out in two different ways in general, one by the government and relevant department under a specific mission and the other by government and relevant department along with the general public in events such as Vana Mahotsav, stating that it is not feasible for forest staff to inspect every saplings planted across the state owing to minimum number of staff. He appeals to those who have planted the trees and those in the vicinity to nurture the saplings to maturity.
Successful oibadi indang nang haijarabada androgi nakan asom nakan sida Green India mission ama taw adai dum mayam chapiraga yengbasu yane akhoi gi main khwai nakpad haijabane main focus ti chingmai da u leisalakri ba ising tholakri ba se landscape se akhoi gi watershed area si se intervention oina treatment tawuni haitar adudum sidasu anakpada su dum layena haijabatar aduga reserve forest area da akhoi na economic plantation na state government makhada adum basu tawi adum langol da su lay nongmai sim da su lay chingkhai sim da su dum lay makhan ani khak lay tare plantation se ahan badana sarkar na magi plan tawraga tawba plantation ama u thabagi program se aduga atopana one masab kumba koina sida thajari base sidi praja ga sarkar ga pulla kanda thaminaba adu thaminaba sida sarkar na puthok sai se only koigi u sara sikakne public places ta forest area dina taba outside forest area hai tare sigumbada u thaba se koi hauhan ba adagi u se mapung phan ba se si je daita je public na lobi yu na haijabani.
Forest Range Officer of Kaching Forest Office N. Munal has appealed to immediately stop illegal poppy plantation in hill areas. He was speaking on the occasion of the 72nd Van Mahotsav celebrations held at Wangu Napa Hills, organized by Divisional Forest Officer Thobal, Wangu Lifeform Social Welfare Club, E. Tombi Memorial Charitable Trust, Hyanglam and Partnership NGO Group Langmidong today. Forest Range Officer Munal warned against the adverse impact of mass deforestation. Taking part in the event, Kaching District DC D. Gangmai assured of his best efforts in converting Wangu's Napa Hills into a tourist spot as requested by the villagers.
Noong matam chana tadaba, saragana extreme moina saba, inga kasu extreme moina imba, hainarami inga ingen loading bahidra. Ngasi lawaya bada ising tibo buramani, noong marang kaya tajabadagi. Ay kui ki forest, ay kui na mangan jabagi. Achumba picture na mahidagi. Ngasi singda na ibig housing. Howjik lai patri chida koi ating mama yaudana chattaba taraba ngasi ragi chai tara mga kungi manungda singi belly village amata leiba ngamdadana belly to home thragani belly the only 10% of the geographical area of the state and already congested with 64% of our 34 lakh population achida koi mayam chi influx of lagadi there will be very hue in the cry politically socially ethically suksoi soidarabani maramasina masidagi koina kupak tawna ba korabada ngasi koina dangdang china pangthok chaiba ban maso ki chomba dai to bale no
72nd Van Mahotsav celebrations were also held at Vedamani Ashram in Sanjenbam, Lokchau, Imphal East District today. Speaking on the occasion, All Trade India Union Manipur General Secretary L. Sotin Kumar stressed on the need to carve out strategies to combat climate change. Residents of Lokchau, Santipur planted various saplings to mark the event. Professor Laishram Deben has been appointed as the new director of Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Medical Sciences, Jenims, Porompat, with immediate effect from today. He was appointed by the President of Governing Council of Jenims Society by direct recruitment under Rule 9(4) of the Jenims Service Rules 2015 and Schedule 1 Extent of Powers number 23 of By-Law of JNIMS 2015-16. Principal Secretary Health and Family Welfare V. Vumlun Mang, who is also the Chairman of Executive Committee JNIMS Society, issued an order to this effect today. Professor Laishram Deben's appointment as JNIMS Director is on contract basis for a period of 3 years or till further notice, whichever is earlier. It may be mentioned that the extended appointment of Professor T.H. Bhimo as the Director of JNIMS expired on June 30 this year. Committee Coordination Committee Corcom, a conglomerate of various proscribed outfits, greeted the people of the state and the revolutionary groups in Wasia region on the occasion of its 10th Foundation Day. Press release from Corcom said that resistance movement, self-determination and alliance militant struggles are among the experiences of revolutionary groups. Corcom affirmed that liberating the state is the only means to save the indigenous communities. A poetry book, Lanthok Tabi Wakatche, written by Ayibi N.G. Bijoya Kaisham, was released via online today under Iramdam Miyamgi Apunba Khorjailu. The book, which is a collection of 56 poetries, was launched at 4 different places, namely Guwahati, Shillong, Imphal and Zirbam at the same time. For Zirbam District Chairman of Manipuri Literary Association Mala F. Ahmad launched the book. National Testing Agency will be holding the 3rd session of GEE Mains 2021 examination from the 20th of July till 25th of July. The 4th session will be held from 27th July till August 2nd. A number of arrangements are being made for safety of students across and number of cities have been increased from 232 to 334. The number of examination centers in every shift will also be increased from 660 to 828. All COVID-19 guidelines and protocols will be followed at all the examination centers. The registration process at the examination will also be contactless. Total number of candidates who have already registered earlier for the April session is 6.80 lakh and for the May session is 6.09 lakh. After receiving representations from candidates to reopen the online application window, it has been decided to provide another opportunity to apply for GEE Mains 2021. An earthquake of magnitude 5.2 on the Richter scale struck Assam's Golpara at 8:45 a.m. today. As per the National Center for Seismology, tremors were felt in neighboring Meghalaya and northern parts of West Bengal besides Bangladesh. Now the sports news. Fit India Campaign Committee and Fit India Club Manipur University jointly organized a Road to Tokyo 2020 Olympic campaign on the theme I Cheer for India at Manipur University today. The campaign was held to encourage 5 players of Manipur who will be representing India in the upcoming Olympic Games 2021 to be hosted by Japan. Altogether, 186 players from India will participate in the Olympics. 5 athletes from Manipur, namely Mary Kom in boxing, Mirabai in weightlifting, Sushila in judo, Sushila Chanu and Nilakanta in hockey events are all set for the Olympics. Speaking on the occasion, President of Manipur Olympic Association, Hairong MLA Dr. Thokchom Radesham expressed pride over the selection of 5 sportspersons from a small state like Manipur and upon the selection of 6 times world boxing champion MC Mary Kom as one of the flag bearers for the opening ceremony of the Tokyo Olympic. MLA Radesham also called upon teachers of Manipur University to conduct research into various sports events suitable for Manipur youths. Manipur Vice Chancellor Professor S. Sanatombi, Hockey Olympian K.S.H. Thauba, Chairman of Fit India Club Manipur University, Dr. L. Bishwanath and Manipur University Registrar also extended best wishes to the 5 athletes.
compete to unite, to come together. World gi lairiba country me amse competition nak unite tore. Adana competition is so important. We compete among the countries. At the same time, akwena games and sports ma tobakan organized tobakan. Quite in maru already. I compete with myself with the true spirit of competition. Competition has some important. Adana competition gi spirit se world gi problem me amse. Akwena any problem thena matam na COVID habiro. COVID we don't compete. We collaborate. Adana when teams, countries, nations come together, we collaborate. And if there are any problem, we try to solve the problem through collaboration. How's education, universities, knowledge we can gain anyhow, skill also we can acquire. But the thing is, collaborative activities, collaborate over city inculcate over practice over.
Now, before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Manipur Lok Sabha MP Dr. R.K. Ranjan swears in as Minister of State in Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led government. BJP Manipur Pradesh Chief Spokesperson Chongthan Bijoy Mok said Congress Party says Mount Kobri issue will resolve only when Congress Party stops instigating. Chief Minister Nongthumban Biren says COVID vaccination of all eligible beneficiaries in Manipur may be completed by August if vaccination drive is further ramped up. Manipur reports 760 new COVID-19 cases out of 5,592 samples tested in 24 hours. Death toll reaches 1,224 with 11 new deaths. India logs 43,733 new COVID-19 cases. And with 47,240 cured cases in last 24 hours, India's recovery rate stands above 97%. Works Minister Thongam Biswajit appeals to plant more trees, preserve environment and forest covers to combat concerning global climate change. Professor Lystrom Deben becomes new director of Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Medical Sciences with immediate effect from today. And the Fit India Campaign Committee and Fit India Club Manipur University hold a Road to Tokyo 2020 Olympic campaign on the theme I Cheer for India at Manipur University. That's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you for being with us. Coming up next is Primetime Manipuri Bulletin. For more news, you can also follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube. Have a great evening and stay safe.
Paugzen Java, Malem Taibang Panasida, a quick Kwaibu Konbiramba, Hobism.